For most people, a pen is merely a tool for transcribing information. But to some, a fine handmade pen can be seen as a status symbol, or at the very least, an interesting alternative to your everyday writing instrument. Now you can go out and spend hundreds of dollars in order to get your own, or, given access to the proper tools, you can make one. Before you begin, you must decide the style of pen you would like to make, as well as the material you would like to make it out of. Today I have chosen to display the standard slimline pen made out of Hawaiian koa. Before you begin, you're going to need some equipment. To begin with safety equipment, you will need eye protection, hearing protection, dust collection system or a ventilation mask, well-fitted clothing, and a pair of nitrile or latex gloves for when you begin the finishing process. To begin, for tools, you'll need a lathe, as seen behind me. You'll need a set of lathe turning tools, a pen mandrel in order to turn your pen on, the appropriate bushings for the style of pen you would like to make. You also need a pen kit that includes all the components for making your pen. You'll need a vise or a pen press to assemble your pen. And you also need finishing materials to include glue and sandpaper. To begin, you're going to prepare your wood blank or other material you choose to make, and you will measure it to size and mark it in order to fit your brass tubes. Make it a little long just so you can trim the ends when you're done. From there, cut your blank to size. Drill a hole through the center for the appropriate size for your brass tubes. Glue your tubes into the center of the hole, and then mill the ends flush with the edge of the brass tube. To begin turning your blank, first install your pen blanks on your pen mandrel, as seen. Set your lathe to between 1500 and 2500 RPM, and then turn your blanks down to a cylinder using a roughing gouge. Once you have your blanks turned down to a cylinder, using a spindle gouge and a skew, trim your blank down until the ends are flush with the bushings, and shape the centers as you see fit. Once you have the shape you desire, go ahead and sand with progressive grits of sandpaper, starting with 120 grit, going finer down to 600 grit. Once you're done, we can begin the finishing process. Turning your lathe down to between 500 and 800 RPM, using a light coat of thin cyanoacrylic glue, using a paper towel, apply the glue to the blank. Once it's dry, apply 4 to 5 coats of a medium weight cyanoacrylic glue, spraying with a glue accelerator in between coats. Once your final coat is dry, sand smooth with 400 grit sandpaper. Once you're done, using a polishing kit, beginning with basically 1500 grit sandpaper going all the way up to 12,000 grit sandpaper, wet sand your blank until it has a glass finish. Now here your pen's going to start to look really good, but to get really professional results, we're going to go ahead and use a lathe buffing system. Set your lathe to about 800 RPM, and then using a 3-wheel buffing system as seen, buff your pen using a red Tripoli buff, white diamond polish, and carnauba wax. Once you're done, your pen will have a light haze to it. Go ahead and buff the wax out with a soft rag. Once you got it looking like glass, as seen, using your vise or pen press, press fit all the components into your pen blanks, ensuring that the grain patterns line up between the two barrels. And finally, go write something. Thank you.